For latest astrology videos, subscribe AstroEdify channel and press this bell icon to get notified when a new video goes live.
Hello everybody, welcome to AstroEdify. Today we are going to talk about Mercury in the first house. What kind of good and bad results Mercury can give if it is placed in first house in anybody's chart. So let's start this video. If you want to book a consultation for yourself, you can go on this website. The link is given in the description. And I have already started 2 new channels on philosophy. If you are interested in philosophy, spirituality, religion, and knowing about the big questions of life, who am I, what is the meaning, is there any purpose of life, is there any God, or is there any free will, such questions, if you also think about them, I am already going through various videos there discussing these topics with multiple theories. Right now we are discussing the philosophy of Advaita Vedanta, and later on other schools of philosophies will also be covered. The Western philosophies and Eastern philosophies both will be taken into account. So if you are interested in those subjects and questions, I highly request you to watch those videos. The link of those channels is shown in the card section above, as well as it's given in the description below. So let's come back to the topic and talk about Mercury in the first house. So Mercury in the first house is generally a good placement for Mercury, and Mercury and Jupiter both, because Mercury and Jupiter achieve directional strength in the first house. Now we are going to take 2 situations. First here is that if Mercury is good and strong, and second if it is weak and afflicted. So by good and strong I mean that Mercury is in own sign, exaltation sign, friendly sign, the lord of the zodiac sign in which the Mercury is sitting, that planet is well placed in the chart, and it is making yogas with the Kendra or Trikona lords, means 1st, 4th, 7th, 10th or 5th or 9th lords. These are Kendra and Trikona houses. Then the placement of Sun, Moon and Ascendant Lord must be strong or well placed in the chart. Because Sun, Moon and Lagna Lord, they control the inherent fundamental strength of the chart. I have said it repetitively in the past videos that if these planets, these 3, they are not well placed in the chart, no matter how good your other planets are, how strong they are, you won't find any expected results in your life, even if you are running through their time periods, because the potential strength of the chart is lost. So remember, Sun, Moon and Lagna Lord, they govern the inherent strength of the chart. So they must be suitably placed. Now if these situations are there, then Mercury will be considered good and strong, and the more good yogas it is making, the more it will have capacity to give quite favorable results in life. So first thing, Mercury in the ascendant, if it is strong, what it can bring? So it can bring several things in life. First, Mercury is your logic, reason, rationality, intelligence, memory. So all these facets which Mercury governs, it will be good in the person's personality. So the level of intelligence, memory, learning ability, it makes they will be high, and it makes person smart, knowledgeable, clever. Then it gives good communication skills. You need to see 2nd and 3rd lords as well, but Mercury is the controller of your speech and communication. So if Mercury is strong, it's like it's not only giving you ability to think, but also ability to express your ideas. So Mercury is a very suitable placement in the ascendant. It gives all these things into the person's nature. It also makes person quite logical, rational, skeptical, practical, realistic, scientific, factual, analytical. It enhances your reasoning and mathematical skills. You need to see the Rashi placement of Mercury as well. That depends. If Mercury is in Gemini or in Virgo or in the sign of Saturn, then it will be much more seen that the level of that the aspects of science and rationality will be higher. But if Mercury is in water signs or in the signs of Venus, then it will be more like on the scale of creativity and imagination and good communication, all those things. So that depends. It does not mean that everybody who will have Mercury in the Lagna is going to be logical always. No, you have to see the Rashi placement. I've already made various videos about planets through zodiac signs. The link is shown in the card section above. I've covered all the planets there. You can watch them. So Mercury in various signs I have covered. But that also shows that if Mercury is, let's suppose, in the ascendant, but it is in water signs or signs of Venus, then it can make person, as I mentioned, more creative, more imaginative, more communicative, more expressive, more artistic. So the level of logic and practicality will be reduced. So that depends on the sign placement as well. But Mercury overall in the ascendant, if it is well placed, it gives quite good results to the person in life. Then at the same time, it also can create fickleness in the mind, because Mercury overthinks. Mercury is your thinking. It's your thought process. So Mercury in the ascendant, no matter how good it is, some or the other way it generates confusion. It tends to create fickleness. It tends to create overthinking process a lot on small things. And Mercury, if it is in Virgo or in Gemini in own signs, it tends to bring a attitude of seeking perfection in everything. That can also be seen. Then that one more thing here, it can show that it can show delayed decision making, but a good decision making. It's like you are pondering on various things at the same time and not able to take a decision really fast, but once you take it, it turns out to be a good decision finally. So that can be seen in the ascendant. Then it can make person, it can give keen observation, it can make you detail oriented. It's as I mentioned, it's good for creativity and arts, and it's also good for business acumen and leadership. You have to see the yogas. If the person has yogas for getting into business or being self-employed, then it can show that it can fetch you those skills, those that acumen for business which is required to be a successful entrepreneur or a businessman in life. That can also be seen. Then it can also make person somewhat diplomatic and a really good communicator, who is more persuasive, who is more what you can say, impressive in their style when it comes to talking to people. Then it makes person more calm. You need to see other planets. If let's suppose Sun, Mars, they are influencing in, then it can make you angry as well. Like in fire signs, Mercury can do that. But it depends upon signs. If signs are fine, like they are not fire signs, like Aries or Scorpio. Scorpio is a fire, it's a water sign, but Scorpio can do that. But Aries or Leo or Scorpio, Martian signs, sun signs, they can make person somewhat angry. But yes, if Mercury is not in them, then it can make person somewhat calm, balanced, and who is not really quite short tempered. Person tends to react in a mature, balanced way. Then Mercury in the ascendant can bring a manipulative behavior. It's like you are not using it for the bad purposes. That is another thing. But yes, capability to manipulate Mercury can bring in the ascendant, because that is what Mercury is. And it can also show good friends and good company in life, people whom you come across. And if yogas for finances and career are good, other yogas are good, then Mercury in the ascendant is considered very good for bringing material progress, good opportunities, financial well-being, and instability in life. So these are good results of Mercury in the ascendant. Now we are talk about the condition of bad Mercury or a weak and afflicted Mercury in the Lagna. So what can be seen then? So by weak and afflicted, I mean that Mercury is in enemy signs, debilitation sign, and no Neej Bhanga is happening. Then the zodiac sign in which it is sitting, the lord of that zodiac sign is badly placed in the chart. It is hemmed between big strong malefics, like in strong Papkartri yoga. And while being placed in enemy signs, it is getting retrograde. It is totally combust while being placed in enemy signs. Then the placement of Lagna Lord, Moon and Sun, that is not strong or good in the chart, then Mercury will lose strength. And the more it is associated with 6th, 8th or 12th lords and getting afflicted by malefic Mars, Saturn and Rahu Ketu, the more Mercury will be considered damaged, and it can have capability to create a lot of troubles in life. It will vary from chart to chart. I will tell you the general results possible. You don't have to jump to conclusions immediately. Understand the whole chart, see the other planetary alignments and placements, and then arrive at a proper decision. So till then, take it as a source of information. So if Mercury is afflicted, then it can show certain things. First, either it can, I'll take two situations. One, either it can create weakness on mental scales. So Mercury, if it is badly placed, so it can create learning problems, memory issues, poor concentration, no attention span, poor communication, and education problems, learning, and this what do you call that, anxiety issues, anxiety problems, excessive overthinking, paranoia, fear, depression, all any other kind of mental disorders can be seen if Mercury is badly placed in the ascendant. Then, because ascendant is your brain and mind and personality, if Mercury is afflicted, then it can hamper that. And it can show mood swings, anger problems, excessive stubbornness and irrationality. It can bring a really sheer control freak nature as well if it is afflicted. Then troubles in education and career can be seen. It's bad for health generally, because first house is your health, physical and mental health both. So if Mercury is afflicted, then in the terms of body parts, Mercury controls your brain, head, nervous system, ear, nose, throat, skin. So these are spinal cord. So that is all Mercury. If it is afflicted, it can create troubles related to them. Then so this was one thing. And and it can show a really poor decision making, misdirection in life, not able to take good decisions. Anytime you take some decision, it's a bad one and it harms you ultimately. And misdirection means that a person does not have a natural affinity to think what it's like. The things which are good for you, you do not care about them. Are things which don't have any where you are not gonna get any result whatsoever. No matter how hard you try, you are going to just waste your time there. So that kind of thing can be seen by Mercury. That is misdirection. Then this is one thing. So this is one kind of scenario which can be seen. Now another kind of scenario is that Mercury is giving intelligence and there are no issues in learning and what other things whatsoever, but it shows that you are using your intelligence, you are using your knowledge for wrong purposes. So it can show greed, impatience, cunningness, deceitful nature, opportunism, extremely selfish behavior, scheming behavior, lies, manipulation, corruption, I'll say a sleazy approach, wrong use of intellect and knowledge. We call it as kubuddhi. Mercury is buddhi. Buddhi means your intellect and intelligence. You are using it for wrong purposes, not for the good ones. Then any kind of indulgence in any kind of illicit, illegal, bad activities that can be seen. So these are the two different kind of scenarios which can be seen altogether. If Mercury is in the ascendant, you have to check the placement of other planets, of course. So what I have said so far, I have explained you both the situations of good and bad Mercury, but remember, you have to study the entire chart and then come to some conclusion. Otherwise, just treat it as a source of information and see how Mercury is exhibiting its behavior in anybody's chart. Okay, so that's all from my side today regarding this. If you are new to my channel, subscribe below. For more, check on my website, Facebook page, Instagram. Their links are given in the description. Otherwise, we will meet in the next video. Till then, goodbye and thank you.